What's up, people? White Label Podcast. We're about to go deep in the rabbit hole with my buddy DJ Aadil.
What's up?
Cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Again, back, and we're looking at some Mill Street Organic here, 4.2%, beautiful lager. Our wonderful sponsor hooks us up, and Moog Audio.
Awesome.
Go to moogaudio.com for all of your DJ gear needs, and production needs, studio needs, and all that fun stuff. And sitting in front of me today, what's up, brother?
What's going on?
Not a whole lot. We got Digital Dreams coming up. I keep saying this. I keep reiterating big festival time. We're actually doing our ticket giveaway. 2-day passes. When you spot the Digital Dreams logo pop up somewhere, anywhere in this podcast. Could be in the screen here. Could be in the screen over here. Could be somewhere down here. Who knows?
Behind me?
Hey.
Could be.
There you go.
There you go. So 2-day festival. Canada Day long weekend. We are going in. Myself, Brent Hayward, I'll be ripping. I'm sure Aadil will be ripping too.
For sure.
We got a little lottery we're supposed to be going to tomorrow.
That's right, yeah.
It's going to be a little draft for
Looking
all the
forward
DJs.
to that.
Yeah, they're going to take us around, and all the wonderful people at Live Nation are going to sort of give us a little sneak peek of what's to come in the next little while for everybody during the festival. I think they've set up 4 sound stages. What else do they have? They have something like 50 food vendors, the Ferris wheel. It's going to be like a circus in there, bro. I can't wait.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So we have that coming up as well as a lot of the up-and-coming talent. Like I expressed this on our Facebook account as well as on our Twitter account. People have been expressing interest in coming on the show, and I'm like, hey, let's do it. So we're getting a lot of mixes dropped off and people just sending me demos and whatnot. Keep them coming, and then once the podcast sort of goes into, I would say, July or probably end of July, we're going to select the best set that I've heard so far, and we'll get you sitting in the same spot Aadil sitting right now and have your own little promo video put together. So looking forward to that, and let's put the spotlight on you, brother. Tell me how all this started, the DJ side of things.
Man, it's been forever. Always loved music, always had a passion for it. So one day I just decided, me and my buddy was like, let's get turntables and let's just start it up, see where it goes from there.
Cool.
And that was it. Like, just every day going to the record store, buying records, spending all my money. It was either, do I want to buy food or do I want to buy a record? I chose records.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's how it was, that's how I started, and just snowballed from there. It was a hobby, it was just a passionate hobby, and that's it, and it grew from there.
Cool. And that's actually how I met you. I would say going back to 2000.
Played a record,
yeah. 2003ish, 2004ish, around that time you were working there, and you were the guy that was selling me my stuff on a weekly basis, man. Thursdays you put a little bag aside for me and whatnot. And I come in there and we'd always hook up and do a little session, listen to all the new beats and whatnot. That would be something that I recommend to any up-and-coming DJ. If you could do a co-op placement there, if you could do any sort of involvement in a record store, it is a great spot to learn the industry. And from your experience, how did that all work out for you?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, you get to learn all about the label as well. I guess the, a little more of the business side of the records. But I mean, that's kind of null and void now. I mean, we don't have pressing.
Yeah, it's an art form that has sort of changed gears and direction. Obviously, the vinyl aspect isn't there anymore.
Yeah. And they have a production school at the back of Play the Record now too. So
yes, they've been doing that for a little while. So they switched gears completely and they moved it from a record store to more, like you say, like a full.
You got to change your business model to keep up.
Yeah,
nowadays.
Definitely.
So yeah.
But like you said, when you work there, I mean, I think it's a great way for you to not just learn the business side of things, but like you said, the labels, learn the music, and really, see what comes through those doors and the service side of things.
One thing I really miss, I mean, and I'm sure it's something you can probably attest for, is Thursdays was the day when all the new records came out and everybody came together, and that's how you met your fellow peers in the industry, and you get to kind of shoot the shit a bit, hang out, you meet new people, and that's how you make connections, and
for sure.
It was great. It was a great way to just instead of sitting on a computer just clicking on songs, you actually get to interact
exactly
be with people, right?
Social networking before Facebook, you know, before like you sat there and you didn't meet people through your computer screen, you know. It's not like, oh, I'm liking this thing or I'm friending up this person. You actually went out and you met these people, you know. It wasn't just all online.
And it wasn't just posting sets onto someone else's website or wall. Yeah, exactly. So it was, you know, it was a good time. It was great.
Pound the pavement, man. You would show up, and if you wanted to have a, you know, a set that was given, you came with a CD, you know, or there was, I don't even think there was USBs. There was nothing back then, you know. Like
I used to make tapes.
Hey, man, mixtapes straight up on the Maxwell Bassett cassettes, man. Yep. Old school styles, mixing with a DAT recorder, making sure that it sounded just right.
Yeah.
So you've recently mentioned to me that there's going to be some rebranding going up with Aadil, a new name, a new format, a new alias, a new image. How's that going to work out for you, bro?
Yeah, I mean, ever since I kind of stopped playing some of the after hours, I guess I've been playing, more top 40 kind of clubs, you know? I mean, I still play a lot of house, but it's...
Where are you at now?
On Fridays I'm at Trist, and Saturdays I'm at Cobra.
Okay.
And it's night and day from what people that used to know me from back then, what I played. So my name's kind of gotten a bit, I guess maybe muddled with the sounds, you know. So people not sure anymore, like, what does he play?
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like one of those, right? Like, I love all types of music, so I don't really pigeonhole myself to say I play specifically this tech or whatever, right? So whatever's good music I play, right?
Okay.
More preferably to the underground sound, though, you know?
Okay.
And now I just want to I'm focusing on production, and just want to rebrand myself. So when I start putting out production and I play in Toronto, I don't want to be known as Aadil anymore. I want to be something separate. This is going to be totally house-based.
Okay.
You know, and that's the way
You'll
keep it.
You'll still keep your moniker as who you are now, though, and then you still play these places, or are you going to sort of completely branch off into that?
No, it's going to be a separate,
total
separate identity. So it'll be like two different people. So.
Okay. But you'll still be rocking out your Cobra Saturdays and your
Yeah, you know.
Well, it gives you a little bit of you know, like you say, a more broader spectrum, because I know when you first started out, you were a hip hop guy, and you based yourself on turntablism. Like you branched your sounds out playing to different clubs, like you say, right?
Yeah, like, I mean, as a DJ, my job is to make people dance, right? So that was my ultimate goal, right? So whatever people want to hear, I'm going to play it. But it's not because that's what people want to hear. It's because I enjoyed...
Exactly.
I enjoyed it also, right?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, when I first started, it was just a mismatch of anything and everything. I was buying, like, I mean, I'm just looking at your Twisted record right now, and that was, you know, like, that was one of the first labels I started buying in terms of house.
Okay.
And you know, so it was like that, hip hop, old school. I have a lot of I hate to admit it, but like dance records.
We all had them.
Euro.
Dude, there's none of that here. It's in storage. All those DJ Line. Hey. Those DJ Line records. Yeah, all those fantasy pools. I mean,
They actually had the BPMs on the actual record. Yeah. That was like
way
mind blowing. Yeah, at the time.
Yeah, it's like, oh, with Serato, what? We were ahead of our own time, man. Never mind.
Yeah, they actually printed the BPM on it. That was cool.
There's nothing wrong with that, bro. I mean,
no. I mean, but that was the time, right? Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I mean, back in the early mid '90s, I mean, that was the music. I mean, granted, there was still the underground vibe. I mean, you had to search it out and you would find it, but in the mainstream, I mean, the dance music in general that's what you played, that's what you bought, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I noticed when you were mentioning the underground side of things, you're moving forward and you're rebranding yourself, but in reality, I think you're sort of reattaching yourself to your roots, because I knew you from before playing at Film at Comfort Zone.
Yep.
So you have had like multiple experience playing in these after hours vibes, and I guess you're sort of, I guess, taking your love for the underground music and just cementing yourself and putting yourself back into that side of things a little more than you would be with. Okay.
Basically, yeah. Well, at least I'm going to try to, right?
Okay.
You know?
Do we have any sneak preview of any name that you might be?
No, it's going to be totally surprised, you know? I probably won't even say anything that it's me, you know? Like, when I start putting out production, you won't see it on my Facebook or anything like that. It's just going to be
completely different.
Completely different. Nobody will know it's me at first, right?
Okay. You're going to have to show up people. You're going to have to see him in the DJ booth. You won't know it's him until you walk up and be like, shit, is that Aadil? No, this is... What? All right, there you go.
Basically, you know? Yeah. That way, when people don't know, it's... there's no prejudgment. There's no... You know, there's nothing, right?
Yeah,
so it's
for sure.
basically...
Clean slate.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Okay. So having been involved, I guess, with like you say, both sides of the spectrum, the underground scene, the commercial scene, the top 40 scene, the hip hop scene, all scenes together, you represent sort of the new age DJ that would have, you know, a combination of all styles, all talents. And going in that direction, how do you feel? What's your opinion on the current state of affairs in the Toronto nightclub scene? I like asking this question to guys who are exposed in all aspects, the underground as well as the commercial side. How do you feel things are changing, and how do you feel things are looking right now in 2012?
It's definitely not the same from when I was coming back. Maybe I'm just old aged, who knows, right? But like I kind of prefer the way things were a little bit more back then. I mean, things are still good now. It's actually, but it's good, but you got to take the good with the bad, right? So there's a lot of bad things also, you know. I find the young generation isn't as open to all music.
Okay.
That's what I find, you know. Like, you got to kind of feed it to them. That's what I try to do in my sets, right? Like, instead of playing all the usual big room or electro, progressive kind of stuff, you kind of got to feed them some tech, some house, some proper stuff, you know. And if you work it in proper, it works, you know. They vibe to it, right? But you kind of got to force feed them a little bit, you know. So it's definitely, I don't know. To me, it's just not the same. It's just not the same what it used to be.
But that's sort of, I mean, if you look at it from back in the day, I mean, it was always the same thing. I mean, the people who were listening to this music, I mean, when we were younger, I mean, 10 years ago, it was still the crowd. You still have to, you know, do the same thing. You still have to, you know, little, you know, baby steps into what you're doing here, what you're doing there. I mean, from a musical perspective, it's always, you know, you're always having to, you know, like you say, force feed the crowd, whatever, right?
Yeah, that's true to a certain extent, but I find in a day of age where music's so accessible and it's so widespread that you can easily know what the DJ's playing. You know, like there's no secrets anymore, where back then, you know, if you had a record, it was hard to figure out what it was, you know? But the culture back then was they actually made an effort to know what those records were.
Yes.
So even though you're playing an underground record, the kids that was partying, they knew, like, wow, this is whoever, Bad Boy Bill, this is DJ Dan, it's Donald Glaude, or whatever it was. They actually knew the actual record. And there was no other way to actually know that.
Yeah.
You know, but just
to know the labels and to see the actual hard copy of the vinyl and be like, okay, yeah, Jello was in here not too long ago and he was saying the same thing. Like there would be a service, and you know this as well from working in a record store. Yeah. You might get 10 pressings, and you know, out of those 10 pressings, the people who work at the store probably nabbed 3 or 4 of them before they even hit the shelves. Yeah. And you know, the rest of the stuff was given out to the people who were, you know, just your locals who, you know, were people coming in spending the money, and then you'd have to wait. And if it was a big service, you'd get a few more records here and there, but you have to really know what the music was and really have your ear to the ground to really feel.
I'll give you a good example. I was at a Bittersweet rave at the Better Living Center back in the day. And I think it was Micah. Micah was playing. That's a way back name.
Old Plitter Record alumni.
Yeah, he used to work there also. And he played Rolling and Scratching.
Daft Punk.
And the record just came out. Like, I mean, that record never came out as a single. It was
always on. It was on Homework.
It was on Homework, exactly right. So that record came out, but people went off on that when it was played. We played, and people were actually talking about it. I heard them like, "Oh my God, he's playing Rolling and Scratching." I can't like they actually knew.
Yeah.
And that was an album cut. It wasn't like a single. It wasn't promo. It wasn't pushed. You know, as a single, right? So it amazed me, like people actually knew what it was. You know, before. Like it was before Homework became really popular, you know.
It became obviously one of the biggest iconic EDM albums of all time, and I think that. Oh, when was the last time they were here? They're due back, man. Daft Punk hasn't been here since
2009.
2009 was Hershey Center.
No, it was the
Arrow Hall. Yeah. Well, I heard they're touring and doing stadium shows now too.
I'm sad I missed that, man.
Yeah, I was not in attendance for that. I know a few people who were, and they said it was just epic. Like really good times. But yeah, they're due to come back. come back.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, man. So what else other than the branding is new on the docket for you, brother? What do you have coming up?
Basically, I'm just in the studio working away, man. Just that's the main focus now. Just working on beats, working on music. I mean, that's a logical step for any DJ, I guess.
Okay. What are you running studio wise?
My DAW, I'm using Ableton. I have a Apogee Ensemble sound card, you know, and some KRK VXT8s.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's works good enough for me for now. So
are you self-taught, or have you delved into any of these Logic or Ableton
classes?
Courses? Yeah.
No, yeah, everything's self-taught, man. Just like the old days of DJing, and that's what makes it actually a lot harder, because you know you gotta know your mistakes, you gotta research and read, and that's what I do a lot too. Just read, you know, and mixing's the hardest thing, man. It's insane to get the proper
mastering,
the proper soundscape, the proper, you know, way to get everything to sit properly. It's really tough, you know, especially when you just doing it on your own and practicing, and you know,
it just takes time.
Yeah,
but it's like anything else. I mean, when you're a self-taught DJ as well, I mean, I don't know about you know, from a practice standpoint. I mean, how many hours did you put into, you know?
Oh man. Every day I was at it, right? So it's the same thing with this, right?
It is. It's just
you got to put in every day. If you want to get the results, you gotta work for it, man.
Definitely,
you know?
yeah. It's something that you know, you're that's the fruits of your labor, right? I mean, that seems to be the way that the industry is going now. Unfortunately, you know, the art form of DJing seems to be you have to be producer as well if you want to take your.
I think
DJing
it's a producer
skills.
first now.
Producer first and then a DJ, and it's almost if like, you know, vice versa. Like if you want to become that next level DJ, you know, take things to the next echelon, you have to have your own music to back up your name, right?
For sure.
But you know, a lot of guys, they're happy doing what they're doing just based on their turntable skills too, right? I mean, you know, it's still cool to be a DJ, people. You don't have to necessarily be a producer. It just helps a lot.
Well, you know, it's just, for me, it's the next step, right? So
yeah,
I mean,
it is.
When you love all this stuff, that's the natural next step. So you know, you go with it, right?
Cool. You mentioned Trist on Fridays, Cobra on Saturdays.
Yep.
You are Digital Dreams playing with me in the Canada stage on, well, I guess we'll find out Saturday or Sunday.
Yep. But I'll be there both days, either way.
Yeah, well, we're all going to be there both days. It's going to be amazing. Can't wait. Huge festival. What else is coming up, bro?
That's about it, man. I mean, in terms of DJing wise, just my normal residencies, and just laying low and working on the music. That's
cool,
it. Yeah.
If people want to get a hold of you, what's the way to do so?
On Facebook, it's just DJ Aadil. That's Aadil, and Twitter, it's Aadil at Aadil DJ. And that's it. Cool. Yeah.
All right, people. Digital Dreams. Again, I keep reiterating this fact. Make sure you're there, and if you want to get there for free, check out the podcast. Adil's gonna go rip a set for you guys right now. Let's do it.
All right. You know what that's for? Rap, you know what that's for.
somebody. You were somebody. You were somebody.